keeping the kills lead in favor of the Surge. But you see the pressure coming in on this A point now, as Pred is going to open up with the first. He finds a second in the middle. As it's going to be a third Atlanta player in towards bottom. He's going to be able to get him as well. That's on a 5 spree. He's feeling confident. He just jumps out.
Be thinking about trying to set up somewhat of a crossfire, and now as they'll pick up a few kills, accuracy is now going to be established in that position, and with that, 4 down, Jay.
And now Atlanta FaZe all spawning out towards back red tower. You see the pressure coming in from both points. Takes the spread on the flank, able to take down one. He knows positioning up the second. Shots onto Celium, able to find him as well. One more player on this point, he takes him down. Pred is having himself a map, 15 and 9 on a 4 spree.
That A point nearly captured. We're at another point, and Pred continues to pick up kills. Right now sits on 4 in a row in Atlanta. Somewhat of a scramble, but player number 3, that's going to be Abeezy. Finds a huge 1v1 just to keep things going, but Pred, it's not slowing down.
Of how the Surge has set this up. Pred going huge, 20 and 10 as the main submachine gun on this map. Usually don't see a stat line like this, but the young man's he's having a day. Great shots onto Abeezy. Only 2 players were making main and 1. Arseny's all by himself. He's going to get taken down. And you see Pred, he's shaking. He's feeling really confident. Surge up 2-0.
A 5 versus 3 in terms of lives, and Arseny's cannot afford to fall. He gets picked, and of course it's Pred. Of course it's Pred. That's going to be 3, now a 2 versus 2. 8 seconds left. Atlanta, can they get to the point? Can they get here in time? 0 on the attack, a massive round for Surge.
Unbelievable.
They're able to secure it, and then when it comes down to this, he takes down 3 in a row and then sets up Mac for the 1 versus 2. We gotta talk about Pred representing the APAC region. I mean, the statistics on this guy from the APAC side.
Windows. I detonated windows.
I netted D1.
D1, one more D1 on me.
I sent your D1.
Let's go.
Hi, CG. Looking for RC's and BZ.
I'm going top. I left. Oh. Nice. I came up the new. Do 2.
Close. I know Cigar, and once again, the curse of Gavutu with the NYSL players, it is team kills chances, 15 seconds to go.
It was the opening break. I think on the hard point where someone died to exploding barrels, Crim does the exact same thing. They had a couple team kills, map number 1. Deja vu all over again, but this is just dominance.
It is not fun to be inside this hard point. Fred's going to do what he can, though. 13 and 8 so far. He's having a great game. Survival training, basically attack mask. It's going to slow him down when anyone hits him with a concussion grenade. And howdy doody! No, we will not be taking any visitors today. Thank you, we are closed, says Pred as he cleans up 2 downstairs.
They go to the window, they die. They go to the stairs, they die. Everyone's falling on top of Pred. He's got to kill them all. They are spawning so close on the roof. You take care of accuracy, but even still, it might just have 1 player left inside the point. Pred gets 3 along the way. Number 4, he delivers. 5 spree for him to collect some of this scrap time. And look, Mac, he's getting shot at by 3 different people. Nate's coming through as well, but so far he's alive. Pred has the cuts in Seattle, ran it up on this P2 hill, and they have such a good lead. They're going to be all of 5 seconds away from game number 1 on this new hill. Toronto, though, they are there first.
Here comes Pred still. Hipfire works out. Can he get any more? Yeah, he can. It's 5. As he is rolling through, there it is. Late game heroics from the Thunder from down under. And that's how you start a grand finals.
For the pair, they have to have all the confidence in the world. And honestly, no reason not to. Like Pred, he has an experience loss. He's coming from dominating the APAC region. That means the map now is wide open for Seattle, and Pred already in this
Oh no, Pred's already on a 4. That's going to be the A-Zone's second segment taken care of. I'll tell you what,
so clean.
It's so clean, man. It's so clean.
When they played Toronto last time, him and Pred played fine, but that was the only series where these 2 guys were not able to pop up.
Come on.
Look at him now. Pred's on a 5, Sib as well. Both of them showing up.
And we have said quite a few times, Ultra don't make mistakes. Ultra always aware of this, but for the moment, it doesn't look like they are. Pred has an opportunity. There's the first, there's the second, turns on him. That's a 4 speed for him. And again, he could just set up for these spawn kills, manipulate a fight inside of the spawn.
God.
There's number 5. He's thinking about kill streaks that he cannot get. They're not going to be able to block those spawns either. Seattle, they are down by 20, but they are set up on the money hill, ready to try to tie this game up.
We'll see if they can find it. It's Cash Money out of accuracy on point. That's 3 in a row. Phoenix, though. Man, okay. It's Berlin. Oh, it's Pred. He's eaten 2 of them. And oh dear, Sib's got the bottom side of the map covered. Pred fighting his way out of Hayside. And in the barn. Oh my God, there was the classic standy right hook. And Pred, he parries with the low dodge. My man's been playing Sifu. Absolutely smokes him up close and personal. I know every single Optic fan in the chat, every butthole puckered when they saw that right hook come out.
And that is almost worst case scenario. That's not the spot you want to be, but Major Maniac at least getting the players outside the hill. Priesta gets another beam of a gunfight, but off of Red.
Have pretty good timing of when they want to approach, but that's it. Done and dusted. 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Now they have to try to work B, but you got to finish your gunfights. Pred just annihilates 3. Got to make sure you clutch up his Pred. Well, there's the opening he wants. First blood flanks through, and already this is looking like A probably going to be secured.
2-man stack for now. Gonna get it done real quick. Kills are sweet.
It is against a team like Seattle. Seattle is clean in SMD. It's the fight. You get snipes off the rip and aggressive and quick and clean. Oh my God, Sib. What is that shot?
That was it was in and out, the big old shot straight into the nade. Pred's there to pick up the second, and it is an incredibly hot opening from Seattle Surge. And as the smoke settles across Tuscan, Major Maniac can attach the last 2 left standing.
And I'll just go ahead and say in the downtime, because Minnesota, I mean, a 2% chance of winning this round. Admittedly, they do have attached, so let's bump that up to 10. But it's such a difficult spot, especially with the bomb down. Sib's watching outer, so Major Maniac can peek, but Mac will see him, and you hear the shots raining out. Major Maniac hunted, attached in the 1v4, but back to the point, if Sib can do that every round, just bunny hop out, center like that, hit the shot that quickly, I mean, that's untouchable.
Yeah, that ridiculous, man. That mechanical skill. Now, I wonder when Attach gets killed, when Major Maniac dies there and it becomes a 1v4, does his chances of winning go up or down? Pred opens it up with a nice first blood. 8 and 5 overall. Through the mid-map we go. 3 now members of Rocker looking to make some noise. I think Accuracy has heard it and he's backed on up. Mac does get killed on the bomb there, so no plant for them right now.
He heard one door. He heard one door.
Oh my God, Attach just went too far on the flank. Accuracy, no, the number 7 spot him. The bomb's getting planted. You flip the map on its head. You got Rocker on the left side, and Attach wins the big gunfight, but there's still 2 players up, and you still have number 4, Pred. He's top church.
Surely it's done. Numbers now for Rocker. Patience is going to pay off here. Pred watching it. Stanley gets cut down from Sib. Sib almost finds 2. 2v1 though. Time still ticking. Pred now makes it a 1v1. 25 on the clock. The nades are there. Will Attach go for the defuse? And this is a 10 out of 10 play. What a nade. That's the information check. Off the top rope. Pred, what a round.
And it just big plays. I mean, him and Sib, that duo, that combination, that clutch potential absolutely is there. Sib wins the big one, trades from Pred.
But I don't know if they're really in a position to push this as much as they would like.
Yeah, the problem is that for Vivid, you need the rest of your team to stay alive when you call that in. Now Pred's going to start getting aggressive. What can he do with the SMG? There's 1, there's 2, snaps onto the second as well. Very well played from Pred, and he breaks that down very, very quickly. The rest of the Surge there to clean up shop. That streak invested for absolutely nothing in the end.
And Pred is just playing with the moment. He's been such a nuisance, tries to get a few more kills there.
The problem is Vivid gets aggressive there for the Mutineers, but nobody else can stay alive towards the back spawn. Eventually they will get the spawns back, and they will get those final few seconds. Accuracy towards the back though will find that kill as pointed out, and this will be a fairly decent lock for the Surge over towards P3. A very, very tight game here though in the second rotation. We are pretty much even as we head over there, but Sib locking down these rotations, finds 3 on that as well. There's a 4th. Can he find a 5th onto Awakening? Not quite. Very well played. Awakening can't find the 2nd, but this rotation from the Surge, they get that in there, they lock it in the spawn side, and then they force their way out as well.
Oh, Pred looking for another streak here. He's trying to get that glide. And he will. Gets that back in the pocket, and he's actually going on a little bit of a hunt here. Going to get these players coming off a respawn. They won't be expecting him because they'll be hitting the sprint to get near the hill as quickly as possible.
Inside the barn is the last player remaining currently for the Seattle Surge, and that's going to be Pred. Finds 1 second as well there. It just feels like such a strange game. Mutineers are picking up points left, right, and center. Surge are finding the kills. Can't lock in at any time.
They can't, and they're going to have to rely on River. Last time we thought they might have this, and it all went away from them.
It's going to be influential. Here comes the push though from the Mutineers. Pred and Mac will find 2. Second coming in from Pred. Finds a 3rd as well, and that just may well shut down the Florida Mutineers. B-Zone's pushed all the way back. They can kind of regain their positioning and control on the map, and the Mutineers have to do all that hard work once more.
And this is what we were talking about. It's not always about A, it's B that is the difference maker in these games.
Every time.
And Muniz had all the advantages, Ton. They had the lives, they had the momentum. Vivid was cutting people down, and now Pred says thank you very much. He finds 2, almost found a 3rd as well, by the way.
Beach, here come the nades, the stuns, you name it. It's all being thrown at this point. Pred still alive on the flank, still kicking. Finds himself one more. Here comes the potential entry. Straight on another point. Can you get the break here? And Pred gets it done. 4 before being brought down. Good tags all across the board. Pred staying alive. Beautiful stuff. Mac does get dropped. 2 members of the Ravens down the hard point. Where the hell are they going to spawn? Well, close enough, dude. Pred, get your gun up fast. You've got a lot more players to contend with.
The spawn for it, and they're trying to get through as well. And like I said, this is the point where it gets a bit mixy. Neither team's really going to commit to this because they don't want to give a player up. Keep an eye on that mini-map, though. Gravity is going all the way around.
He's looking for the spawns, but Pred is looking for the kills. He's looking for the points still.
Mac and Pred, it was a good try. You got so close, but I would assume nowhere to go. Unless you can find a couple more of these one-on-one gunfights. 2 players out on Pred. Pred found the opening. He picks up 2, and Mac does as well. You read the flank into 2v6. How fast it can fall. A few seconds of contest, so that is Boston's game plan. As on this rotation, Capsule, he is in between 3 players. I don't think they know he's here yet, and he finds that first one. Just trying to keep everything as scrappy as possible.
It was Seattle Surge, mid-map coverage. Here comes Pred. Here comes Pred. Finds himself 2 more. You're about to see the lead change hands as the comeback is still on, is still alive. Pred lighting things up 3 now in a row as he's really starting to heat things up. The hard point still in the hands of Surge. They take the lead. They cannot win it here. About a second off. Accuracy now from the back. Goes toe-to-toe once again with the very best that Breach have got to give, and they lock it down. Oh, chance. But it's not over yet.
Hey, there's still plenty of time in this game clock, too. By the way, crucial nade again. Just to strip away those extra few seconds. On rotation, Boston is here first.
It could make some plays happen. Meanwhile, it's Pred also making a play.
This is great pressure coming in from Seattle Surge. They're able to find 3 kills in the feed. Last player farthest pushed up is going to be Simp. He is going to be able to at least take down 1.
Seconds, but as it is the fight inside of the hill, it's also the fight for spawn. Surge, meanwhile, will have the more advantageous side, but as a few nades come in, it will wipe a few Texas players off of that hard point. Meanwhile, it's Pred who finds himself on 3 in a row. Now 4. And it just felt like they were shooting different. It felt like the confidence was there. I don't know if you're getting that same vibe, but I am right now.
I got him.
Last guy missed right here. Nice.
I have a glide.
They're on you as you get time.
I'm pushing bottom house.
As that's Mac opening things up with 2, and that will give the call for Pred to jump on forward. A great kill onto Illy, as here comes the stack.
The stack is in, but they're still putting a lot of pressure. Pred does find 2. Almost finds the 3rd on the shot. See, that would have been a huge kill if he would have picked it up.
Being granted the streaks, but his optic up by 30 as Pred looks to make his way on in, and it will be a break for Surge now.
A perfect setup by Seattle to set up this pitch to break in towards this P5 hard point.
They'll quickly work it out in a second, but it's not looking good for them. They are going to find a couple of kills over towards A. Pred now trying to get aggressive inside the pond, maybe waiting for some of his team to come and back him up here. LAG only with 13 lives, make that 12 remaining as Pred continues his dominance over towards both sides. There's another free kill as well. Slasher falls, and now comes to the spawn trap with only 5 seconds to go. Round number 5.
Now currently on a 6 streak, looking for those streaks as well. Eventually, I think just went down, but LAG making a very good case for the last 2 hills.
I mean, the last 2 maps that Seam has controlled that beach so often. He's been an absolute menace for the side of LAG. They're not going to be able to lock in these rotations over towards P2, but they do lock in the majority of time over towards P1. It's another one of those hills and Vanguards, you know, typically in Call of Duty, when it does come down towards P1s on hardpoint, it's been very, very hard for a lot of these teams to lock down. It's a lot of time.
You know, they're going to be in the loser's bracket when it comes out of Major 2, but confidence-wise, going 0-5, that's got to be a turnaround for them.
100%, especially with the way that stage 2 has gone for these guys, like that this team has. They just have to put it all together, man. The teams are starting to catch up, and it's been showing in their hardpoint game. This is Seattle. They were able to break on into this P4 hardpoint, putting a lot of pressure in towards bottom church. Kenny trying to do everything he can to try to stay alive, but with 23 seconds left,
Can do his best.
Back and forth we go, as it really is. Just 1v1 after 1v1. Pred will pretty much set up Mac now for the final seconds, as it's time for the rotation. And as we said, partner, a lot of discussions about this second side of rotations P1, how it can absolutely dictate the way that this game goes. So it'll be the hard point that we're looking out for dramatically in regards to time. Pretty much a neck and neck game, but it's the Thieves who are there early. Surge managed to have spawns for next, so they'll look to keep that at their backside. But Pred, speaking of backsides, it's going to be a Thorn right now in theirs.
Absolute ramp.
Ramp top plat. Yeah, last two. You push that back out.
Yeah, he's on me. I dropped the dead nade. He's in the back wall. I'm in the corner windows. Okay, Envoy's
I got one.
Envoy's on our spawn.
Yeah, he's that.
Envoy, one shot.
One more ramp.
Spawning in the back.
Ramp one shot. Ramp one shot.
Spawning in the back. Drops the dead.
Nice. Last guy in the back.
Yeah, give me ramp behind me. I'm sorry. Nade it back. Don't push back. Okay, he's weak.
I have ramp.
Envoy's top plat. I'm also. I'm playing dead.
One could rotate. I'll spawn.
Yeah, you might go windows. Stop by. I'm back into B1. Two. One more. Nice.
Last guy.
Drives there.
Nice.
P1, guys.
I backed up.
I have P1. Back up to roofs.
Yeah. I'm looking mid for a second.
Ramp, Envoy, challenge old. Nice.
Mid dead.
I have P1 again. Yeah, I'm top perking. I'm laying down fire tree.
I got initial.
Okay. Top two dead. I'm fucking shitting on him. I can see mid alley and I have P1. I'm going roofs. I got another one. I'm on for Glad. I swear. I'm going dark. I'm gonna go Glad. Where are you spawning right now? Middle? One top perking. Top perking shit on bad.
As we'll see how Seattle look to handle business now on their first attacking ground with these updates being made. Didn't have a game yesterday, so they'll be doing their best to try and make the best effort that they can. Pred on the aggression, nice kill. They're on to Envoys. He looks to set up shop, but in reality, it's actually Seattle who happened to be over at that B zone. Thieves somewhat caught off guard as they made their way up into multiple portions of the map, but really nowhere where Seattle happens to be. Ever closer to reaching 200 seconds. It's 250 that they have to reach before this one is called to a close. And Pred cannot fall. Pred taking down everybody on the map. In somewhat of a frustrating moment, our team tries to go for the challenge.
Got them in the blender. The back spawns and the spawn kills are in. Pred for 2, and you got Mac that was just on a 4 while he gets dropped. This has been the, well, obviously the best hold of the game. We're only 3 hills deep at Seattle. You will take a 30-point lead this early on of Bocage. You can basically double it. Pred and squad looking for that scrap time, which they will secure.
Once more, living up to the stats that we discussed. A great P5 team. They break right on through off of a great little spree they're granted from Atlanta. But now Pred finds himself on 4 in a row. And Jay, we have got ourselves a neck-and-neck game.
Yeah, that was a beautiful hold coming in from Seattle. They pushed out towards top plat. They forced all of Atlanta face to spawn so far that they were able to basically get a full 45 seconds on that P5. Now the rotation comes in. This is where Seattle tends to turn up on this P1. Not off the breakoffs. Can they hold the early pressure coming in from Atlanta? Accuracy finds 1, Pred finds 2. As it's gonna be 3 dead. Sip, the only player left from Atlanta face on the point. He gets taken down. Now it's time to put some spawn traps on as Pred is on a 7 spree.
Making his way on the flank. Mac able to bring it now to a 4v2. Now make it a 1v4. A Beezy down and a great counter there out of the Surge. Pred on the flank is able to find 2.
No one got blooded right there on the side of Seattle Surge. They get that first blood once they find that pick with the nade. Once Sip gets that player towards that back alley, it allows Pred to eventually commit towards that late flank. Mac did a great job at least finding 1 kill from the front side. Just eventually sets up Pred to close it out with the final 2. Great shots onto Abeezy to get their first round.
Trying to make chaos happen again in the spawns.
Now all of Atlanta face spawning out towards lower beach. Do they read the pinch coming in from Pred though? As he finds that kill onto Abeezy. Mac is also winning a huge one-on-one to keep them in their base. They're trying to attack towards that P1 area. They find that kill onto Mac. They should be able to get it on this B point.
Wow!
But Pred is going massive in their spawn, getting spawn kill after spawn kill.
FaZe does make their way into that B zone, Jay, as you called it. Sheesh! My goodness. Also, time dwindling, kills favoring FaZe, and Pred doing everything he can just to keep this dream alive for a little bit longer. A great headshot.
The sub battle take him down, but the flank is still through. LAG still hyper aggressive on the flank, but funnily enough, with the bomb down, you've just turned the map on its head. And only 25 seconds left on the clock. LAG, they got to make moves.
We've seen him. Classic! Gets absolutely ripped off the heady. 20 seconds. And Pred, he's got to go big here. Trying to catch out. Hook does indeed get it now. It's a 1v1, 15 seconds on the clock to see where could he be right now. And Pred has got to keep an eye on the bomb, try to keep things going. Is he going to check anything right now? And here he goes roundabout. Big kills! Pred flies around the corner at max speed, guns in.
I think Asim was pre-firing in that moment, by the way. I think he just straight up guessed where Pred was coming from, and I mean, funnily enough, he may have guessed correct, but yeah, too easy of a play call there from Pred. Nice little 1v2, but Sip on the cross. That's a force spray for him. You still got the bodies on point. The four-man wipe is in, and now you can stack that point. The gravity's got to come from spawn. But you throw nades, and you get caught.
All things considered, despite the kills and the major disparity we saw in the time, not a bad look from Seattle Surge. Pred somehow winning that second fight. Narrowly able to make the escape for now. Will his life remain his? Yes, it does. Unbelievable stuff from Pred. 3 now in a row. In a seemingly unwinnable situation, the young Australian makes it so. Hardpoint time still taking the way of Seattle Surge. Uncontested so far.
Everybody coming through P5 and down low, though. Pred will be the cutoff man. Unfortunately, every single one of his teammates falls before he can make it here, but maybe try to soften that blow before the reinforcements come in, contesting the hill and doing what he can. He is buying a lot of time, and he gets the kill as well. And keep in mind, Pred right now was on a 5.
That's a 5. He's still looking to make it a 6. He's got eyes on at least one more player now. Ring around to Rosie. A pocket for the Posey. A tissue, and Sib. Managed to get away with his life. No, not for a minute there, but Pred on a 6. I thought the door was going to kill him. He hit that so hard.
If it means you get the setup that you want, but unfortunately for Seattle, a couple players actually fall on the actual rotational gunfights. And Pred winning a pretty important one, and he's able to get inside the hill, but certainly have a decent bit of pressure on the map that Pred is not happy for, and he takes 2 down along the way.
An opportunity to dive on, finish the work you started, Ultra, because you did such a good job to get that point now cleaned up. The kills are very much not in your favor, but the time might be for a moment, and oh my blunt chance, they're falling to pieces.
Yeah, 25 to 14 in the life count. You talk about Insight 0-5, Kleenex now 1-7. It is an opportunity to get the kills, and there's 3 in a row there for Ultra. The flanks are still through as Pred is having himself a feast with 16 already to his name, and well, they'll just keep adding him to the list.
So having managed to finish a point, Lord, oh wait, still going, man.
They hunt him down, the spawns are quick, but now you have 3 arrows flying forward. Pred, I think, yeah, you look for the spawners before you turn. He finds the first, and he stays alive, and his teammates now open and free towards the point.
Onto the point, though, it's Bance who manages to win the fight. Oh boy, Pred manages to catch 2 of them. Cammy's up next, as Pred has put himself in a very difficult situation, makes the most of it, stays on.
The domino effect, once they start falling, it happens fast, and there's only 3 dominoes to begin with, and nades on point as they have been all series, and now Pred again, this is where he is at his best. Roaming Slayer, be annoying, cause problems, be difficult to call out. There's number 2. Doesn't even get shot in the back. Cammy eventually deals with them, but
3 seconds on P1, and they ended up losing the spawns. You're gonna ask yourself if that's a misstep for them. Now they have to fight from the hard side into P2. Pred is already pushing this one up, looking for the players that are trying to get to his teammates, and he finds him as well. They just have all of the map control here against Paris, as they now have to run across the entire map. They don't have time to really try and get a full stack going, but they are winning the gunfights.
Casterman slightly back to the last round. They just got a little bit mixy. They sent people in a few different directions, got control of fire, and then things went well from there, but that's really nice from Pred. Paris will get a hold of A with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining to have a head over towards B. Surge really battling for this one as best as they possibly can. 25 seconds over towards the Paris Legion, though. 13 seconds to play with. Seattle Surge wouldn't mind grabbing them themselves. 3 spree for Pred. Nicely done. Could he make a 4? Gravity ready and waiting. That was an ego child if I've ever seen one. But Seattle Surge, can you find a break? You need to.
See at the moment there's a big fight about the back. Gravity holds off the pressure. Terrasurge though, punch from the front. And Pred is almost getting a 2 there as well, but not going to be quite enough. Paris Legion.
One shot tunnel. Yeah, I can hit front.
I'm going top house. I don't have any time.
I can't see time. Time, race front time. I'm fighting out. Front time dead, I go time. Just keep it right. Keep it right.
One more close ramp.
I'm just keeping it white.
Okay.
Now ramp shit on him. Nice. Shitting on him. Get time, get time. If you
someone get on it.
I'm gonna get just on it. I'm on bottom house right now. Bottom house, one shot. I'm around.
This lockdown for Seattle Surge is looking so good. 20 points or so to go. And Florida nowhere near. My God, Pred.
And now Seattle Surge are just slaying them out completely. The door was open eventually for Mutineers, and it has been slammed in their face. Not a kill to be found, not a crumb, not a whisper. Nothing as Pred cuts them asunder, and it is all over. Seattle Surge bury the Mutineers in a 3-1 victory, ending it on Berlin hard points.
overall, but in their last 6 matches, they've won 5 of them. Their only loss was to Strike X, but they have 2 wins over Optic, a win against FaZe. Like, they have been going toe-to-toe with the very best. So, I don't know. I would be very scared of, you know, Seattle in this moment if I were the Ravens, and I would be very scared of Pred as well.
Pred's already on the prowl inside of bottom grannies. And he's going. He's going.
And accuracy, you can tell, really not having to work very hard in this game so far. Just gets to post up, spin in a couple circles, and as long as he has good call-outs, well, he can send Pred into the ball, and whether it's him or whether it's Sim, it does not make a difference.
Left's open. One top on. I got the left guy.
Hit him with an AT2.
Two is one shot. In two is one shot. Absolute in two is like we could flip. He's absolute in two. I'm looking for two. He's two dead.
Nice. I'm just going rogue, okay? 10 in top barn. 10 in top barn. One top barn getting up mid maybe.
Pockets on that. I'm going top house. I'm going top house.
You could go right.
Gonna get the right.
Two dead.
I'm trying time. Hold right. We have to hold right.
Yeah.
Go two. Nice guys. Hold right. I will.
Of at least one, while it's the other members of Surge fighting for every inch over at that A zone, and it feels like they very well could have that pressure as Pred looks to fly.
Yeah, Pred's just gonna fly, try to set up at least a push going towards this B point. As he finds that first kill onto Hydra, so now this is gonna force a couple players from NYSL to start turning around. But accuracy takes down the Crim, so now you see Seattle starting to complete this A segment. First tick is already going to be complete. NYSL are now even going to try to attack this. Pred is going massive.
To kick off our major, it's all based off the first blood, and it's the Aussie once more. There to deliver. The SMGs are hungry right now. Pred finds another. Surge, 4v2 instantly.
And Pred, he finds his third in the round. And we're going to a 5-5. Pred just took that round completely over. Dominates the mid-map by winning that first gunfight. Wins a huge second gunfight onto Hydra and bottom Fountain.
Straight into the first hard point here on Berlin. Pred. Can he find Awakening as well? It's a delightful start on the outskirts here for our Australian. Will he find any more now on the inside? I'll tell you what, this is unbelievable, man. 3 kills like that. He's got his boys on the hard point.
Surge definitely have, but of course now you go towards that rotation. Pred, nice little start. Why not get a 3-piece?
Lordy, well, it was close a moment ago. Now, Pred's multi-kills can help push those players out even further. Eyes on the mini-map. You see those Florida Mutinies players spawning basically across the map. And Pred now, the drop bear from above. 5, makes it 6. A delightful look now from Seattle Surge.
Final 20 seconds, still going to be a battle, and look at the nades coming through. I've seen quite a few comments talking about how on point Seattle have been. Clearly the practice is there with the nades intact, and well, they'll take advantage of it. They will have a pretty distinct lead going into the new hill, and they win the rotation again.
Yeah, filter tanks done. Spawns now for Atlanta FaZe. Way bad. Far left-hand side of the map. Not where they want to be. And already, RC still, he's no kills. 0 and 9. Meanwhile, Pred's on a 7 spree.
Who do you go for? Man in the hill. If he's going to dip the tunnel, might have to go for someone else. It is a whiff, but you at least get him outside of the hard point. Set yourself up for some kills. The callouts come through. You know where they are, but I mean, that was a 70-point lead. FaZe are close to tying this one up.
This is getting very good indeed, though. Seattle Surge, good break towards the end there. They have FaZe trapped in the backside of the map. Pred looking to press the front line forward. Keep them pinned in. Here's the shots, and that's a nice 2-piece out of Pred. Abizi maybe up next. This stage of the game, they would obviously be very handy-dandy. Now trying to clear up outside of barn. Kills are there. You've got his teammates in. 10 seconds now for the win in map 1.
Hey, yeah, this guy's taking routes, right? He was going on a 5. He has literally seen every single section of this map, but 250 the final number that needs to be on the clock. Pred, the last man potentially to make this play. You can just stand on it. It is right there available for you. At least drags another one down. The FaZe, they're trying to fight.
Oh, here we go.
Spots out 2 on the cross, knows the call. It's top church. You got Selim actually up top church. I mean, he's ready for the repositioning. He's actually going to back down because all the players, he gets hunted down in another first blood for Seattle.
First blood. We know how this goes though. Pred though makes it a 4v2. Pressure is on, and he is moving like lightning across the map. Sim though finds one with a rat. Good job. Now Abizi, last man left alive. 3v1. No way in hell he can do it again. Surely not. Bomb down at B.
Bomb down and beat. You got the ARs covering over everything, every line of sight crossed, and well, now you know where he is. Obviously, you can't afford to throw it away. Make sure you shut down Abizi as quickly as possible, and Abizi, I mean, he's going for the repositioning, trying to be quick with the gunfights and beats like that. Good Lord.
Nah, you can't let him do that. You
Can't let him get these kills, man. It's a 5 spree, and he's flying forward, brought down in the end. 3-5. Surge, first blood, and the round.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, exactly. This is 7 first bloods out of 8 rounds, and you are still down in round count by a decent margin. With the entry.
You've got 2 glide bombs still to use. Church now going the way of FaZe, and it's a tight one indeed. Pred trying to find the entry through side. Here we go, he's in. Finds at least one. Towards the back, his Arcides. Can Pred stay alive? Does better than that. Picks up the kills. Another for Pred.
Mostly towards P2 side of the map. Right now, it's all Seattle Surge as the spray now continues. It's 3 now for Pred, trying to make it 4 as he is on a bit of a tear. This is typically what Pred does. We'd love to see him go on a bit of a rampage, goes a little rogue, runs all about, and gets kills like that. No way.
For Seattle, no one actually alive near the point. Pred having to wait for his teammates to come off spawn and maybe wait for a kill or 2 to fall into his lap. And hey, there's number 2. Gravity gonna fall, and Johnny, the next one in order. Has to be patient when he needs to, but I mean, both him and Civ right now.
They're doing a great job so far. Here comes Streaks, baby. Might be able to get another one here out of this. Good teamwork once again. All angles covered. They're in the barn. Pred, the last man standing. Time now ticking in his favor. Seattle Surge, you will take it. Pred's now setting up for the kills. He's got himself an AR. He's got himself 2. Here comes a third.
Like some of the fewest amount of kills to actually win a game of Bocage. I feel like the normal lead of like 40 bombs are like almost consistent. But right now, Pred with 35. Pretty much all they needed. Granted, he is double positive, so he's been feeling pretty good, and he'll definitely establish himself as the kill leader.
In accuracy, though, on a 3 spree now, as the noose is slowly tightening around the necks of Paris Legion.
Yeah, everywhere they go, they're either getting shot down by ARs, and once they make it to the point, they got to deal with the sneaky Pred. And I mean, he's on a fort. You know where he's gonna be. It doesn't mean it matters. And unfortunately for Johnny, no trades there. And well, Pred on a 6. I think Pred might like this map, Miles.
You think? He's got himself Streaks, the final kill of the round there. He's absolutely frying, man.
No, not at all. I think something that it seems like Buster doing right. I think Vivid literally just like knowing where like he's coming off on spawn.
Don't let me get our ready.
We're good.
Yeah, just keep making it.
Go to nice.
I have your dub.
Oh my God! Nice. Last guy. One take. Downstairs.
Come on. They're still spawning in the back. Boats. Wait, go stairs.
I've left. Go.
Get a pick or 2 to be great. Here comes Pred. The pinch is now on. This could be Plattle taken care of. That's it. You're running out of players now for Boston Breach. Straight to the point. Surely now Surge go. They've been here before. They know exactly what to do. But Nero.
Front door down. Nice. Shoot that. Top bar down.
I'm cutting spawner. Nice.
I need a back there. One shot. Back 10.
Nice. I have you.
Straight to the hill, but that's 2 ticks through accuracy. The gunfight's in the hill, but the teammate might slow him down unless the flank shuts it down. Seattle Surge on offense. Name a better duo.
Wait,
the last one, but pieced up and Pred delivers.
Oh man, Krim was there. He wins a crucial fight. The delivery from Surge not out of the woods yet. They will stay alive in a very, very exciting finish on Tuscan control. But
even though it's traded, they're not allowing Minnesota to get at least some consistent time off of this P1.
It's such a great point that you bring up, Jay. It's like, imagine if Minnesota doesn't get that time, that P1 the first time around, how differently would the score be?
Do have a lot of map control currently, as the pressure's going to be in towards the back. The one player to watch it is going to be accuracy, but it's time for Pred to strike. Wraps his way all the way through P5, finds the second kill onto Standy to allow his teammates to get into the play, but trades go back and forth. Even though Minnesota currently have top plat control, Pred is going to equalize that. Finds both for those kills, and now Seattle, they hold the storm for the time being. 45 seconds to work with. Minnesota are up by 1 lives, make it all tied up as Pred. Jesus, that guy is not missing. Another 2 spree. Puts himself on 5 in a row. Could potentially earn himself a glide bomb.
Yeah, I think at this point, you know, given the map positioning right now for Surge, I think that's your focus, right? You want to try to get this guy a glide. Don't want to give anything away, but with 25 seconds left, as we said, with the map positioning that you do, Pred will look to slow things down for the moment, and that will benefit him. Patience pays off. 1 more for the glide, which could be a huge positive. Looking ahead for Seattle, final bullet connects, glide bomb earned. At least 1 player for Rocker manages to sneak through, that being Havoc.
Let's see how they can execute to start us off.
Yeah, it's 24% for the rest of the league on attacks on Tuscan. For Seattle, it is 42%. And this guy is a major reason why. It comes through with 2 big ones. Thankfully for Minnesota, they will be able to stall out the push for the moment. but not that much in the end. As we said, 9 seconds expire, and Pred continues to hit beams, Jay.
That guy does not miss. His reaction time is insane with this MP40 in hand. But like you said, A is going to be captured, a whole 2 minutes to work with. You already see Pred. Seattle are going to have the bodies to break it once again.
There indeed. Pred, who was on that 10 spree, does have a glide bomb to work with. He is jumping at everybody. The kangaroo and howdy! As somebody is hot on his heels. He's got an Australian Shepherd ready to take him down. Not for one, but for two. About 3 out of Pred. Truly a predator. My word, like a snake in the grass. Spitting that venomous Vegemite all over the Rocker, and they never stood a chance. Rocker put in a box, and Seattle grabbed their 3rd round. Picture perfect placement on the crosshair, and Pred will also find a pick himself. The Young Guns bringing this round back for Seattle, and how about the position that Pred finds himself in? How about the positions? Pred can do no wrong, and Seattle fired up again. How about that timing?
There's no way in hell you can read these plays if you're Minnesota. Pred just got a kill in towards Top Church, and he's already in P5.
They are trying to lock down every single route. You can see Atlanta Face trying to figure out how to get out. This is Pred, just makes a bit of madness.
They do not like to be in this place right now. Seattle Surge can still close it out. Pred and Accuracy at least find a couple trades. The contest is going to be here. This is where Mac can potentially invest his glide bomb, but Pred, he's not missing. An MVP caliber kind of player has been stepping up tremendously throughout stage 3 and stage 4. Seattle hold on the first push, 30 seconds and counting. They cannot win it here. At least Atlanta do force a next hard point, but you still have that glide bomb just in case.
At the moment, Atlanta FaZe won that book to read a swift 3-0. Seattle Surge going straight for that A point. Probably going to be an easy little bit of a lockdown for them, especially if they're gunning like this.
Great early 2 kills. They are able to get that first second regression over towards speed. But you see, Atlanta FaZe, they're just thinking big picture. As long as they control down this train area towards the right side of their mini-map, they should be okay. But the pinch is actually going to be here from Seattle. They have full control of top pat, and they can just rotate right off, finding every single kill in the feed. This is going to be difficult. RCDs eventually has to wrap back.
Atlanta?
What's happening?
Seattle are about to cross that 200-point mark.
And now that's 3 down. You see the positioning of Vivid. He's trying to at least set up a pinch, but great shots from Pred to take him down. Finds himself on a 4 spree at Seattle. Great hold after great hold. Boston Breach, you just have to cut your losses. You have to early rotate. You cannot allow these SMGs to roam around and potentially flip these spawns. Pred is on a 5 spree. If he picks up this glide bomb, it might be all over.
Yeah, that could be it. 220 reach, 30 more seconds to go. And if you're Boston, you're almost licking your wounds at this point. But again, and the most important part of this hill, the very opening, Boston sees 3 members fall. And now Pred, 1 away from the glide, trying to make his way into the flank. Through the sewers he goes. Kill found and glide bomb earned. Nero off the top rope ends up taking him down. Toward Bocage, it'll take down Methods. That could be the entry, that could be the opening. Sib left to find the other one. And well, Pred, he just goes back to the basics, man. Back on the flank.
Yeah, that's just a great usage of that glide bomb to not allow Boston Breach to get any time off of this P5, even if you're not picking it up. And Pred, he just simply does not miss, man. His reaction time is insane. 38 and 23, make it 39. Just holding on the cutoff through the middle of the map if you are Sib. But Seattle, all you have to do is get on this point. You should be okay. Last player here is going to be Methods. He gets taken down, and Pred finds a second. You can simply outslay, turn this into a TDM game. You can potentially put yourself in the trade advantage. Mac and Pred combined for 2. They know that one player is towards top plat. They take care of him. No more respawns for Boston.
No more respawns left. Only 3 players alive. Can they go big? Can they clutch it out? Pred for 1, and the teammates will clear up the others. TJ, the last man, and Seattle displaying the dominance. First few rounds, but maybe this one can make it all better. There's the glimmer of hope. Nero sacrifices himself, but of course, on the other side, it is Pred who cuts down half of Boston Breach, and he is hungry for more. Make it 3. He wants every single player of Boston to remember this very moment. A legendary performance out of Pred in these last few weeks, and he is adding another game into that column.
So as long as they're able to not give up P1 as easily as they did in the first go-around, they should be able to grow this lead even more.
See quite a few players as well from Boston over toward the track side, getting into ticket. It looked like for a moment they could try to force their way through, and they will have that spawn going in for next. So Seattle do get some much needed time, but when you take a look at that scoreboard, Jay, it really doesn't look that much better as Pred stuns himself. So that's also not going to help either. Considering the way that this scoreline works, it's going to come down to clutches. It's going to come down to big plays. And so far, the man who has made all of them right now sits on your screen with a 5 spree brewing. 5 in a row for Pred. Can he keep this one alive and win a few of these clutch 1v1s to bring him back into it? And you bet he will. Right on cue goes the MVP, the glide bomb earned as well. Seattle, right when they have to see their superstar net them success.
As both teams vie for position. Let's see what's going to go down. It's going to be Pred in and amongst it once again. And he's had such an announcement onto this stage as Pred. 2 streak for him to kick things off. And finding the kills here as well. London Royal Ravens have to find a break on through. Seattle Surge on the better side for this rotation over towards P2.
Well, they're trying to just hold this one down for that first little bit of time here. Like I said before, Seattle Surge want to redeem the major 4 that didn't go well for them. It's going to be Pred who's gunning on a 4 already. What a way to open up champs.
Yeah, fantastic start by the side of Seattle Surge. Just don't want to get too excited, or do we? Pred 6 in a row now. 1 more for the glide bomb to continue things on. My goodness me. If this is how Pred's going to be playing over this game, Ravens are in trouble. You need somebody like Afro to be able to counter it. He doesn't have a kill.
It doesn't, and now comes the rotation. London will be looking to redeem themselves here. They have control first of all. You see already the glide bomb from Pred, which comes off a P1. He's going to use it to try and break this one open. That player in the hill is going down.
Inside, just trying to avoid these nades, find kills around the outside of it for Pred. He's ready to get twisted. He's able to take down 1, Mac on the backside, make it 2 in a row now for Pred before the trade eventually comes through. As kill after kill come through, finally you're able to break. It's Pred with a team kill, but 2 are cleared out. And they've got control now with 30 to go.
Yeah, but Sim's making the play. He's taking the long route, so it's going to start with him. Pred, they have to deal with this, but the rookie taking over. He's on 4 in a row. Got to get the kill up front. Mac going rotation.
Mac able to get in now. Big one-on-one on the other side of it. It's going to be a BZ that's there, but it's Pred that's able to get the kill. Now, 10 for Seattle. Mac going nuts, and it's 4 in a row before he drops.
A team nade comes in.
Another one.
Only down to Pred.
Continues to be huge. Just a couple of points in for either side. He gets the kill. You got 1 close, but it's Seattle that gets the win. What?
Pred, are you kidding me? The rookie of the year with 2 huge plays at P5 and P1 dismantles Atlanta FaZe.
Get the shot off. But you don't have a real easy gunfight against this FaZe team. What makes him so deadly, but there's 3 through the feed. Accuracy, part of that mix as well. Sieve through, looking for an angle. It cleared out now for Surge, and you have 50 seconds on this. FaZe kind of all over the map looking for their openings. You've pushed out a bit for the spawns. Real big chance now for Surge to get some time as Pred wins another. That's the 4 in a row.
And I like this from Pred, right? He just finds a couple of kills, backs up to his teammates, goes right at where the next push is coming from. There is a trade from Celium. That's going to be a double. That means you have RC just kind of lurking right. He's just a sniper. Yeah, he's going to get blooded. They just worked up this area, Ivy side, and Pred to find that kill, but they bring it back into a 3-on-3.
Pred disappeared a bit in the game 2. They need him here. They need the rookie of the year. And speaking of Pred, popping off the nade, just rips the tiny tears off the map. Now to Cell. Well, I was talking about Pred needing to make an impact. I didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming.
Cell so fast though, so fast in the reposition.
MVP, rookie of the year, 1-on-1, 40 to go.
Here we go.
Slides around, and it's all 4 for Pred.
My guy plays a lot of NBA. You can see it there in that nade.
I guess, yeah.
Drops the dime right in the fountain, able to find it. Connects onto 2.
Inside's all 2. I'm playing the bag.
Akon the door. I got 2.
Nice, bro.
He did the window jump. P5.
All right, I
think we got another listen in at just the right time, because Pred was probably going to get a little bit spicy there. Kills are good. The lead changed hands once again as this hard point starts to get interesting. Now, to the other side of the stage, and listen in. Toronto Ultra.
Still though around the hard point, Ultra should have this time.
So strong. It's an 8 spree to a 9 as Pred continues the dominance. 25 and 15 overall. Wow! He had 2 bullets in that automaton. Made him count. That's a 10 spree.
10 spree. He has been alive for 2.5 minutes, and as much as Ultra wanted him to die, they can't stop him. Everyone else on Surge is falling, but now he's the one that gets to fly in his strike. You know he's getting the kills. Everything is easy.
Here comes another lead change. We are all tied up going into the final hard point here of map number 1. Glide out. Connect. That should be the opener. Here comes Mac to finish a few more. A great set of kills now as Mac gets dropped by Cammy through mid. It's once again the Wonderboy Pred. Straight into the point. It's Pred! It's 3, but Insight stays alive. Hard point surge.
The nades are there for the trade. Pred back in the action. Able to get one inside. Shreds for number 2. 40 bomb in, and the game, the stamp. Pred gets it done.
My good God. Lightning strikes twice for Pred. Another sensational hardpoint finish.
Out of the Surge to hold on to this objective. Looking to reclaim the lead, and now one of the scarier sights if you're an Optic fan is if this guy begins to get going. 6 and 2 on the 4 spree, and Pred, living up to his name, is hungry for more kills.
I mean, we know FaZe are capable of bringing it back. They won it through 2-3-5 last time these guys played, but the hard points were just bloodbaths. I mean, they are going down to the final second. That has not been the case whatsoever here. Just 9 more points needed for Surge as Pred continues to fly and hunt around the map. Where will the next gunfight come? It's on to Arsenes. A couple shots in his back, but not quite able to finish it there. It's FaZe in the point.